first image from Perseverance on the surface of Mars. Now, it comes from the engineering cameras known as the hazard camera.
Self-destruct sequence activated. 3, 2, 1.
Is this your homework, Larry?
Ask him about the car, man.
Is this yours, Larry? Is this your homework, Larry?
Is that your car out front?
Is this your homework, Larry?
We know it's his fucking homework. Where's the fucking money, you little brat?
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Johnny here. Let's get right into today's episode. It's been a wonderful couple of days in crypto land. Bitcoin this morning smashed the $1 trillion market cap level, putting its place up along the mega corporations like Amazon, Apple, and Google as a $1 trillion asset. Legacy banks, they are showing increasing interest in offering cryptocurrency custody services for their customers, and the bullish news just keeps piling on and piling on. The number of Twitter users talking about Bitcoin today was up, reaching a new all-time high, over 325% from where it was just a year ago. And Ethereum just finally eclipsed that $2,000 mark just a couple of hours ago. Binance Coin's doing really well. DOT is doing really well. XMR, Dash is doing really well. Sol is doing really well. And DeFi Titan Ren is also doing well, putting in a new all-time high at $1.69. Now, if you remember, over the past few months, we've been seeing some nice Bitcoin rallies over the weekend. This weekend might not be any different. Many analysts believe that Bitcoin could attack that $60,000 level over these next 2 days. Now, Ethereum just went up and smashed that $2,000 level, and it seems to be doing fairly well, and it looks fairly bullish. We'll get into that chart here in a minute. Got Elon Musk changing his profile picture to a Bitcoin anime photo, which is pretty damn awesome. Here's the Bitcoin total market cap here. You can see we came up and we got the bounce here off of this support, and it's holding fairly well up over $1 trillion. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Bitcoin chart. So this is the daily chart. Taking a look at the RSI here, we have the danger of possibly putting in a hefty bearish divergence. But if price continues to push to the upside and the RSI does as well, then we will negate that bearish divergence and it will signal further bullish momentum as we continue to push towards $60,000. Now, looking here at the MACD and volume-weighted MACD, we got a bit of a bullish confirmation here on the volume-weighted MACD, and, you know, we did get some bullish continuation here. Possible bearish cross coming on the stochastic, but it has not come yet, so we can't really front-run that idea. So we came up, we met our T1 right here at 56,458 almost perfectly, and now we're looking for a potential re-entry idea here for Bitcoin. So it does kind of look like a rising broadening wedge, or some people call it a bullish megaphone. Either way, you know, it really signals increasing bullish momentum, and as we continue to push further to the upside, these swings are going to get a bit more volatile, especially as we break into these incredible all-time high levels. So we did get the entry right here at the break across the $47,000 area, and then we came up, met our target one, and we are looking for a pullback to add some more Bitcoin to our position as we go ahead and push further to the upside. Now, we may see a $65,000 Bitcoin over the weekend because there's not really much resistance in the way here. Bitcoin did break across this upper trend line, but one thing we are potentially looking at, so if we look at this historical price action going all the way back to where the parabolic move began, if we take a box here, and when Bitcoin went ahead and broke across this top trend line here, back in December, we saw a nice hefty correction before Bitcoin resumed to the upside. Now, this was after kind of institutional investors took a break and let retail drive the bus for a bit, sending it to that new all-time high right at 42K. And then we saw kind of an extended correction, the biggest correction of this parabolic move that we've seen yet. So we are looking at something similar right now. Bitcoin is testing this trend line yet again. And if we can get some strong momentum and some volume as we push out of here, maybe we can go up and hit some higher levels, but we may be looking at a similar situation to where we saw right here. We could be coming up and we'll just kind of flirt with the top of this trend line here, potentially look like it's holding support before the bears step in and send the price moving back to the downside. Another interesting thing too, so yesterday we were in a trade, but it was a bit nerve-wracking. So if you could see here, it looked like we were putting in a head and shoulders, and the potential for the price to move to the downside was very, very strong. So with that head and shoulders in mind, if we take a look here at the net positions on CME futures for Bitcoin, we see that hedge funds were heavily short Bitcoin heading into yesterday's pump, which means that hedge funds likely did get a bit wrecked there. Now Bitcoin came up, it hit this target that we have at 55,618. We are looking for a potential pullback down here to retest this trend line yet again, but the potential of Bitcoin resuming this bullish momentum and not even coming down is very, very real. So if we can maintain support here above this dash trend line, then we are definitely looking for some bullish continuation over the weekend, possibly coming up and hitting $65,000. But we will see here. We will definitely see. Let's go ahead and take a look around the crypto market. We see ETH cap dominance just on the decline, even though it did just break $2,000. This is USDT dominance. It is moving to the downside as well. But we do see the total crypto market cap continuing to push further and further to the upside. The next target I have here is up over $1.78 billion. So I really see, Ethereum, things like ADA, larger cap coins continuing to get further movement to the upside, and we are looking for a bit of continuation out of Bitcoin. Now, one thing that has me a bit off here is the potential for this head and shoulders pattern playing out, sending Bitcoin dominance all the way down under 50% for the first time in quite a while. We could be going down to just under 40%. So we'll see what happens here. Obviously, if Bitcoin dominance goes down, that means that some of this dominance has to go somewhere else, and it could head over to Ethereum, but it could be heading over to something that we might not even be looking at right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at the DXY. DXY came down. It did look like it was going to break out of this falling wedge. It did break out, but only because it really didn't have anywhere else to go. Came up and then it found resistance here at this heavy resistance area, and it does look like it is possibly putting in another head and shoulders pattern, looking more and more bearish, possibly heading to the downside. So it's the weekend. We won't know what's going on until Monday, but heading into the weekend when the DXY does look bearish, it is a pretty awesome indicator to let us know Bitcoin may be getting ready to push further to the upside. Let's go ahead and take a look at the S&P 500. So this is the S&P 500 on the daily. It looked like it was going to fall out of this rising wedge here, but just pushed right back up in there, and it does appear to be holding support here above the top trend line of this rising wedge, just under previous all-time highs. Now, it does continue to print bearish divergence after bearish divergence here on the daily chart, and that's not really a strong sign. So one thing we do know that exists is the correlation between the S&P 500 and Bitcoin. So if we do see a market crash in the near future, it is likely that we will see a Bitcoin come down with it. Now, how far, that's really debatable. So we'll see where this goes. Last year at this time, we were in somewhat of a similar situation in this rising wedge. It did kind of get the fake out to the downside. It broke back out into that rising wedge pattern just before this huge crash that we saw. It would be nice to get another opportunity like that, but I really do not see Bitcoin falling that low again, but you never know. Anything is really possible in this market. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look back at Bitcoin. So what are we looking for if we want to trade this price action over the weekend? Again, we're looking for the small pullback here, possibly to the breakout of this trend line. Now, we already did get the bullish confirmation and retest here, so it may just come down here around this breakout area right here, around $52,686. If we bring up the EMAs here on the the hourly chart. The 200 hourlies all the way down here at 49, and the 55 is up here. So we have a few buy orders layered in here from the 1 hour 55 all the way down, hoping we can catch a quick pullback before Bitcoin continues this bullish push to the upside. So we'll really monitor this. If you're in the trading group, we will send trading ideas, and we keep the entire group updated every day. Let's go and take a look at Ethereum. So Ethereum USD breaking that $2,000 level, and it does seem to be holding pretty well up here above this. If we draw a trend line here, it looks like we may have had a bit of a ascending triangle, more or less a rising wedge, but we got the breakout here, bullish confirmation, push to the upside, and it does not look like it's slowing down. So we could see further upside out of Ethereum. Let's go ahead and get an idea of some potential targets. So this was the target that we put back in January. So January 24th, we really saw Ethereum heading up to the $21.94 level. And so far, so good. Now, it's not been the prettiest of price action getting up there, but the idea has played out fairly well. So we had the breakout of this double bottom, and it did break out, pushing to the upside, meeting both of our targets, heading up to our target number 3. And after we hit this $2,194 level, I really see a small pullback or correction out of the Ethereum price. Let's go ahead and check out the Bitcoin or Ethereum Bitcoin price. So looking here, let me go ahead and delete that. We did break out of this falling wedge against Bitcoin, but it did fall back into the wedge, giving us a bit of a bullish confirmation here, almost breaking completely back into the pattern. But it did get the bounce, and it is pushing again back up to the upside. Here we have a bit of a double bottom, has broken across the 55 and 21 EMA on the hourly. So if the Ethereum Bitcoin price can break above this 200 hourly EMA, then we may get some further price action to the upside here out of Ethereum, and maybe some sideways movement or even some downside movement out of Bitcoin. So we'll see where things are going. I mean, I know it's been a bullish couple of days, but things do cool off and things don't always go up. So we need to make sure that we are not in losing trades, preserving capital, and keeping an eye on our Bitcoin. All right, so let's take a look at Bitcoin one last time. So we are looking bearish on the DXY, letting us know that we might get some bullish momentum out of Bitcoin over this weekend. So if we can break, again, this $56,458 level, we are looking for a move up to 58 and then 58.9. And if we can break that, we are likely moving up above $61,400 this weekend. So this is what we are looking at for Bitcoin. And, you know, we'll see. I mean, there is a fairly heavy decline in volume here. Price is still managing to rise. We did see some potential bearish divergence over on the daily, but that could still be negated. We'll really see where it goes. But we do have our buy orders layered in down here, just right around the 1 hour 55 EMA, as we discussed before, and above this former resistance, now support. So we'll really see where Bitcoin's going. I update the trading group every couple of hours on the Bitcoin price and any potential trade entries or exits that we might be in at that time. All right, before I let you guys go, I have to let you know what I've been working on. I've been putting together this incredible online technical analysis training course. It's 6 chapters, it's 44 videos. You can work through it at your own pace, but you can technically get it all done in one day if you really wanted to. So if you're new to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and you are looking to trade this market, I highly recommend educating yourself before you risk any of your capital. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, so this is not financial advice, but if you really want to know the ins and outs of technical analysis, how to manage risk, how to calculate position size, and basically how to draw trend lines, this course is for you. So with the course, you get a free 2-month membership to the trading group where you can get trade setups and signals. So if you want to learn technical analysis, this is the course for you. Go to 3candlecollective.com, send us your information, let us know what you're interested in, and we'll get you set up and going. And in the group today, you'll be making your first profitable trades by next week. All right, y'all, that's it. Thanks so much for dropping in. I will see you guys in the next video.